Jay for Stretford, Paddock, that's Joe Smith. Everton 0, Manchester United 2. The Reds are through to the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. Joe, how are you feeling, mate?
I'm feeling really good. It's a weird game, that, because I know that there were 2 goals. What was it, 88th minute and then 95th minute for the second one, maybe even 96th minute, to be honest. I think it was after the 5 minutes of stoppage time. It's weird because for long parts of the game it was 0-0. For long portions of the game, obviously with it being 0-0, you're never completely content. You're never completely certain that you're going to win. You're never, completely happy with the performance. But generally, I thought we were really good. I thought we controlled the game. I thought Everton didn't really do a whole hell of a lot the whole game. I thought things kind of went pretty well as they can. That you're down, it's still 0-0. Sorry, after 88 minutes, it should have been nervier. Me, Andy, and Adam were obviously on the watch along, and we were all sat there at 88th minute and 0-0, thinking we'll be all right here, and we were. That isn't a state of mind, or I'll be honest, it's usually a state of stomach when you're shitting yourself at that point, that I've been in watching United in a very long time, where you think, we're a good team, we're capable of getting a late goal, and I think we will. And we did. Very bizarre, actually. What do you think?
No, go on. I was sort of worried when it was getting to that point, I thought, is it going to go to penalties? Because obviously it's a bit of a lottery. But that goal from Edinson Cavani, I mean, it's a goal worth winning any tie, as Andy was saying. That's how you go through to in a cup tie, wasn't it? It was fantastic. And then it was good to see Martial get his goal as well, because he's had a bit of a time of it, didn't he? But took his finish, got his goal, sealed the win. I mean, it was already done and dusted by then. But just going back to what you said there about the way we started, the way we kicked off, it was not as good as, but similar to the Leeds game in the fact that we weren't starting slow and lethargic. We were getting at him straight away. And Everton looked nervy at the back. They looked all over the gaff at one point.
Do you know what it feels like? And again, we may have 6 games and only get 1 win in the next 6 games, something like that, because, as we've seen, we can still be inconsistent. At the moment, and you put the Leipzig game to one side, since the Tottenham game, it has largely looked like we're watching a good team. Yeah. You're not like I think Adam said it again. The baseline of this team is good now.
Yeah,
we're not shit with flurries of good. We're good with flurries of shit. Do you know what I mean? Like we've definitely got better. We've definitely leveled up, but we still have those dips, like we saw against Leipzig, like we saw against Istanbul, and you have too many of them, and you're out of the Champions League, as we've seen. But we controlled the game today. We started well. Something we did against Leeds. Something. Despite, you might say we didn't do much attacking, which we didn't. I think we played well against Man City for the job that was needed on the day, even though it was a boring, awful game. We've actually started games pretty well recently, and you look at the stats there: 19 attempts, 8 on target for United, 7 attempts, 3 on target for Everton. With what is that? 65% possession.
65% possession. I mean, that's
dominant,
dominant in it. You're right there. I mean, 8 shots on target, 19 attempts there. That's ridiculous. Also, I mean, this is almost inconsequential, but it sort of showed that bit of grit. We got 4 yellow cards.
Yeah.
Because I felt there was
all in the second half.
Yeah, I felt we sort of weren't afraid to get stuck in.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that's been missing. I think I did the 7 reasons after the Spurs game, and one thing that I was moaning about was the fact that we weren't very good at the dark arts. We was a little bit soft. Teams were sort of steamrolling over us. We weren't getting stuck in. And I know that's not what football's about, just passion. But you need a bit of that. And we showed it today, because you saw the likes of Eric Bailly, who's always going to do that, Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, getting into those tackles, Nemanja Matic. They weren't afraid to shy away from them tackles. And by and large as well, there was a lot of good challenges that went in from United. I know we picked up a few yellow cards, but I thought we handled the Everton attack very well indeed. I thought Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison, obviously talented players, didn't really get much of a look in, did they? I know Richarlison obviously got his injury, but I was worried before the kick-off that those could cause us problems, but it didn't happen. And then I think we're on the 13 consecutive away matches we've now won, which is the longest run in Manchester United's history.
That's against English top flight.
Sorry, yeah.
I mean, ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
You say it's ridiculous, right? And just before we'll get into the comments in a minute. So if you are watching and you do get involved in the comments, I'm going to start going through the comments in a minute. If we can bring them up, and do hit the like button as well. I just wanted to ask you about it, because I almost feel like if we'd lost tonight, there'd still be people that say Ollie out.
Yeah, of course.
And when you look at that, okay, we've won, so that record's ended, but we shouldn't really be having that conversation, should we? Really?
No.
Do you know what I mean? Do you feel that? Because that's how I feel. I don't know. But
I feel like we shouldn't be having it. I feel like we've clearly turned a corner in the league, and I say turned a corner. We turned that corner in January. It's not as though we turned it in 3 weeks ago. I know we had a bit of a rough start, but you look at United's form since the end of January, since Bruno Fernandes came in, And since, people are saying Bruno's changed this team, but I think, example tonight, Cavani, brilliant. I don't think he was great for the whole game, but
I agree.
He did some really good things. And we didn't have anyone who could do that. And no offence to Ighalo, but he's not Edinson Cavani.
Man, innit?
Yeah, he's not Edinson Cavani.
Him, honestly.
And yeah, it's really nice that we can change things up. 9 changes from the weekend, which is a lot of changes. I was saying it before the game. Even when you think, actually, man for man, that's a good team. Sometimes, no matter who you bring in, when you make that many changes, the team can stagger and stutter and look a bit sluggish and a bit disjointed because they're not used to playing with each other. Tonight, they were really good. And if we can have essentially 2 different 11s with basically that spine of Maguire and Bruno starting pretty much every game, because I don't think we can afford to lose either of them, we can trouble any team in any competition. And it almost seems silly bringing up PSG and Leipzig now because we did lose to both of them and end up going out of the Champions League. Let's not forget we dominated PSG in Paris and that we battered Leipzig at Old Trafford. We're capable of beating everyone, and we saw tonight, United dominated that game and controlled that game. And you mentioned it before, Everton didn't really do much of anything.
No,
Did Henderson have a proper save to make?
I was surprised at how poor they were, to be honest with you.
Awful.
Because I thought, if I was an Everton fan, I would have been extremely frustrated with the way they were sort of misplacing passes, the fact that looks like the defenders look like it was the first time they'd ever played together, and going forward they were pretty toothless. We just sort of got the game on in the background here, and we saw that Cavani, I don't know, what was it, throat grab or whatever it was was it on Yenny Mina, was it? I don't know who saw that.
His neck, his throat.
Do you think if VAR would have been someone? I think it was Ross Murphy in the comments saying it's good job VAR. I don't want to be negative because we've won and we've gone through. But do you think if VAR had been on tonight, he could have been in trouble?
Yeah, I think he would have been sent off.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, because you can't really make any sort of forceful contact with someone's face.
It was a very weird thing to do, wasn't it? It was like, do
squeeze.
you know what it reminded me of? Like, do you remember when Mark Noble went for Pogba? And he did that sort of...
Yeah.
It was just like, it's not a grab, it's not a punch, it's just like, what are you doing? It's almost like you just go, mate, get off, mate.
It's
Stop being silly.
Well, do you know what it is? It's the sort of physical contact that someone makes when they want to punch you, but they know they'll get sent off if they do. It was such a football thing to do, wasn't it? Like, I can't headbutt him, I can't slap him, I can't punch him, so I'm just going to squeeze him. I'll just squeeze him. It's like, what are you doing? No one if you're in a fight, you'd never do that. That's like, do you know if you've got like brothers or sisters and you're like, I want to hurt them, but if I really hurt them, they'll cry and they'll tell my mum.
That is like
that was like, please don't cry, please don't cry, please don't cry. It's like, he just squeezed his chin. What a weird thing to do, but I think he would have got sent off for it if the referee.
Yeah, for a split second I thought, I think we were watching upstairs. I think I might have said it, then I realised there's no VAR. The linesman hadn't seen it, the ref hadn't seen it, so he got away with it. Guys, get involved in the chat. Let us know what you think. We should have the draw as well. I think is it 8 minutes the draw? So I think we'll be able to give you the we'll be giving you live the results, or not the results. Sorry, we'll let us know because we could obviously get Manchester City in the semi-final.
The options, of course: Spurs, Manchester City, Brentford, and Manchester United.
And us, yeah.
Fucking hell, I was thinking, who's the fourth team? It's us! Spurs, City, Brentford, United. And let's be honest, what would be ideal here? Spurs and City, us and Brentford. I mean, it goes without saying.
We need to get past, you know what, as well? We need to get past this semi-final thing. We had 3 semi-finals last season, which is all well good, but your Manchester United shouldn't be a semi-final team in the sense that we lose semi-finals.
No, we've got to be able to get more than just semis, haven't we, Jay?
I'm often reminded this at home, and I can't believe you brought it up on camera, to be honest with you. But yes, you are right. We've just seen Anthony Martial's goal there. I mean, bit of a tapping almost for him, but good to see him get a goal because he had a bit of a time of it when he came on, didn't he?
Yeah, him and Rashford, both of them, they came on, they were like...
Rashford had I think you called it the worst cross in the history of association football.
He was on the corner of the 18-yard box,
you weren't wrong.
He just shitted it 30 yards over the bar.
I love Marcus Rashford, but even I couldn't defend that one.
They both came on and were like, trying to take a touch and it bobbling away, trying to make a pass and it flying back down to like Eric Bailly.
Oh, it's going to be one of those games.
Martial, did a couple of them. You're like, fucking hell. He didn't quite run after one of the balls that came in the box, and then it came back to him and he didn't quite run after it again. But an assist for Rashford, a goal and an assist for Martial, which to say he came on and didn't look great, it'll be good for him and his confidence to get that assist. Admittedly, it was one of those assists where it did about a tenth of the work of the goal, but yeah, it was good. I'm glad he got I'm glad he got an assist. It's better than him not getting one, isn't it?
Exactly.
It won us the game.
Exactly. It was. Can we just bring up that super chat? Sorry, I was just about to read and it's gone away. Actually, there's one. No, yep. Vine Navneet says a little rough around the edges. still closer to being world class, though. Yeah, I mean, we had a little rough around edge. I think we've got another one as well. Mega Kirshen says, Maguire was frustrating, in my opinion. Took far too long on the ball for him to pass to Bailly so many times. What do you make of that comment? I personally, just quickly, I didn't have an issue with Harry Maguire's performance tonight. Would you
thought
reckon?
both centre-backs were good. Someone on Twitter, someone said, it takes so long to do nothing. I think the reason he does that, and a lot of deep-line players can have that feeling where you're like, are they doing anything here? But what he's trying to do is, and we've seen him do it a lot, he's trying to look for a pass. And you look up and you look up and you look up, and then you get closed down and you have to play the short pass. But what he's trying to do is play a more expansive pass. If you're, Chris Smalling or, someone of that style where you're good defensively, but you can't really play the ball out, you can play the ball much more quickly because you're only ever passing it to Luke Shaw or you're only ever passing it to Matic. Where Maguire's trying to do something a bit more than that, you have to take your time, and sometimes it's not on, and then you play the short pass. So it takes a bit longer, but I think, as we saw with, I think Lindelof is guilty of a similar thing.
Yeah.
But we see his passes, we see his crosses into the box. Let's keep going off there, so I'm going to take them off. We see it with that it's often for the sake of trying to make a more expansive pass if that space becomes available. So I'm happy. I thought he was good today. I'm happy with his performance.
People keep asking in the comments when the draw is. I think the draw's in 5 minutes, so we'll be giving you an update on that. A lot of love for Eric Bailly as well. People saying he was solid tonight, and I agree. And also, if you're not doing so already, check out our members section. We've got the 12 days of Paddock, where we're giving away a load of prizes. We've got merchandise. We've got all that sort of good stuff. And also the chance to win a PlayStation 5.
We're going to be giving away the first of those 12 gifts. Sorry, Jay.
Sorry,
on the Boxing Day watch-along. So make sure, if you want to be in to win all of them, you are a member on the day of the Boxing Day watch-along. That way you'll be here for the first day, the second day, the third day. You can join as a member any day leading up to it. You can wait until the 5th of January and just join for the PlayStation if you want, but you might as well join on Boxing Day, join now, join on Christmas, whenever, and then you'll be eligible to win every single one of those gifts. Obviously, it's up to you. And if you don't want to become a member, just like the video instead, because that helps us out as well. So, 12 days of Paddock.
And also,
5 on
if
the
you are a
day.
member, you'll get to see the Secret Santa shenanigans. Secret Santa shenanigans.
The members also get lots of members videos, so you get behind the scenes videos, you get outtakes videos, you get podcasts. We've got a few other series lined up as well. We've got a Secret Santa video coming out on probably Christmas Day.
I like this. Wazoo says we're probably going to get City in the semi-finals again, providing an easy route to the final for Jose.
Easy route to the final for Jose.
He'll have Brentford. Yeah,
he will do.
Yeah.
I mean, one of them's getting an easy route. City have historically had easy, domestic cup draws, and Tottenham had Stoke today.
Michael Byrne in the super chat says, about time with a few Thunder bastards in the team. I mean, we were getting stuck in anyway. I don't know what Thunder bastard means.
Speaking of Thunder bastards, actually, that Richarlison collision was pretty nasty, wasn't it? Eric Bailly, of course, being the Thunder bastard in that situation.
Was that his fault, though? Didn't Bruno do a little bit of a nudge, didn't he?
He got done, didn't he? Like, Bruno sort of nudged him one way and he was spinning that way. And then as he was spinning, Bailly came across and clattered him like hip to head. But it was good to see him get subbed. Obviously, it wasn't good to see him need to get subbed. But rather than, you see it too often where players get injured like that and just get brought back on.
Aravind says, if we beat Leicester and Wolves, do you think we can go on and stay in the title race? Absolutely, 100%.
Well, if we beat Leicester and Wolves, then we're in the title race whether we like it or not. If we beat them, we are in the title race, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, I think that's...
And we do.
That goes without saying. So we're in the title race and we're one step away from Wembley, as the title list says. What do you think it would mean for you, Joe, as well, to see Ollie lift some silverware? Because we go on about top 3 and all this finish and getting to semi-finals, but you want to see trophies, don't you? Come on.
Yeah, and let's not, without trying to be too sort of wistful and, wet-eyed about it all. In 5 years, if Ole's no longer our manager and we never won a league with him and we never won a Champions League, having the footage, having the videos, having the pictures of Ole lifting the League Cup or lifting the FA Cup or lifting the Europa League as Man United manager will be amazing to have. And I hope he doesn't leave United without winning a trophy. I think we've got a good chance here. I think we've got half a chance in the Europa League and a decent chance in the FA Cup. But for his sake, whether that be to take us on to better things and winning the leagues and the Champions Leagues that we want to be winning, even if we don't end up doing that, I'd love to have Ollie have won a trophy for Man United.
Do you know what? When I look back at the memories, like since Fergie retired, and you think I don't look back at 2018 and go, that was amazing when we finished second.
No.
I look back at Stockholm and think that as a United fan was one of my best nights I've had as a United fan, genuinely. Yeah. I look back at the League Cup final, when the Zlatan final, if you will, and it was a top day. You know what I mean? The game wasn't actually that great, but you look back at it with fond memory.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the trophies, winning those trophies.
And going to Wembley and watching United against West Ham. That was an incredible day.
Yeah.
That was probably the best day, other than Paris, because that was just an incredible explosion. Yeah. But getting the train down to London, going and watch the FA Cup final, that's better than, we finished third. So, I really do hope for Ole's sake that we do.
And he deserves it, doesn't it? Because you look at someone like, Arteta, who's obviously probably the worst manager in the world, has won the FA Cup. Ole, the results he's got, the performances we've put in, those are the sort of results and performances that deserve a trophy. But obviously, you've got to win your cup games. We're in the semi-final. We're going to have the draw in a minute. Can we just bring up those super chats? Sorry, there's a couple of blue super chats there that I missed.
While that's happening, we will be live for the draw, which is coming in just a few minutes. So stick around, and we'll be telling you exactly who United are playing, and we'll be giving a live reaction to that as well. You can see on the side of the screen there the options, the possible draws for Manchester United. Obviously, Brentford being the key one, but a super chat here from Stephen Lopez.
Stephen Lopez says, come on United, solid performance from minute one. Very encouraging, seeing a solid start from United for 2 games now. Whole team behind fast starts. Yes, that's very well said. We have been starting, as I mentioned to you earlier when I first started this review, a lot better. We saw it against Leeds, which was just ridiculous. Another super chat, sorry. Atul Guatam says, is Ian Holloway better than Arteta, Joe? On a serious note, what a good performance that was. What a way to win a proper cup tie.
Adam's upset that he can't be part of better than Arteta, but Ian Holloway's better than Arteta.
Right, well, there you go. That's facts.
Yeah.
Joe said it. He's just left Grimsby.
Yes. You're talking about Leeds there, the Leeds game.
Yes.
And United's quicker starts. It's great that we're starting better, assuming that's the question you're going to ask me.
Yes, sorry, I was.
It's really good that we're starting better. We started well today again.
Yep.
And I was saying during the watch-along, and I was thinking about this in the week, that when United have kept clean sheets, other than today, it has 2 of the 3 before today were in 0-0 draws.
Yep.
Where basically it's like, if we're going to be good defensively, we have to be impotent going forward. Yep. Whereas today it didn't feel like that. We were really good defensively. We never looked like they were going to score, or Everton never looked like scoring. And we were good going forward. We made good chances. We kept the pressure on. We kept the ball well. We did really well. This was the first game for me, and Adam again said it at the end of the watch-along. For me, that's one of the most impressive performances this season because of the way we were good defensively and we were good going forward. Because generally, it's been one or the other, and today it was both really, really impressive. And starting off well is a great foundation, a great sort of bedrock to build a full performance on. We saw it against Everton in the league where you're starting on the back foot and you think, it's an uphill battle here. This was just plain sailing, and we had to wait a little bit, but we got it.
We did. Michael Reeman says, do you think Tony's form has dipped so much, specifically his finishing? He seems lazy and uninterested off the ball and recovering back. No, I don't agree with that. I think he's just had a bit of time of it in front of goal, but he got a goal today, and hopefully that'll spur him on for a few more as well. He also broke his Premier League duck not long ago. Listen, I've said it all along. I think Martial, Rashford, and Greenwood can be the front 3 for years to come. I think the fact we've got Cavani in now and able to rotate a little bit, especially for games like this, like what we've seen, is only a positive. If you are watching the video as well, hit the like button. I think we've got over 3,000 people watching and only 300 likes. Come on, man. Hit that like button. We're in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. And forget about the Champions League and all that drivel. Anyone can win that. It's all about the Carabao, isn't it?
Yeah, and who will have been the first team to win the Carabao Cup in April? Man United.
Exactly. Setting records. Again, not only have we gone 13 games away from home against English top-flight opposition, winning them all, which is a new consecutive record, we're also going to be the first team to win the Carabao Cup in April. Another record. I mean, this is what we do.
Do you think...
Yes.
Does it, for some... I know that the point of playing the Carabao Cup in April presumably was the possibility of having fans in the stadiums is large, massively increased.
Yes.
For you... Or I'll phrase it for me and then ask you the question.
Okay.
For me, one of the best things about the Carabao Cup is that it's out the way and it's done early.
Yes.
And you can have a trophy under your belt with 15 games still to go in the league or whatever it is.
Agreed.
10 games. Whereas now, you're playing a cup with probably 4, 5, 6 games to go in the league, if that. Does it sort of just add to the congestion at the end of the season? Let's say we're in the FA Cup final. Let's say we're pushing to maybe a quarter or a semi-final of a Europa League. And we're trying to stick about in... hopefully fighting for first, but if not, fighting for the top 4 in the Premier League. Is it just adding too much congestion to the end of the season for the sake of having, if London's anything to go by, maybe no one even in the stands?
I get where you're coming from. The one thing I would say, I always think you have that little bit of, I don't know, aura of positivity when you know you've got a final or something to look forward to. So if you are still in it and you're thinking, okay, you know, we've still got the Carabao Cup final, we've still got a semi, it just keeps that momentum going. For me personally, I think you can build on that. And I think that, okay, yeah, you're not going to have the 15 games after you win it if you win it to build on. But for Ollie as well, he'll have that trophy. Do you know what I mean? And that's got to be a bit of a monkey on his back, because not only has he not won a trophy, but I think this is the longest United have gone without winning a silverware since, what is it? So we're talking like Sexton days or something like that. Is it between sort of, you know, I think before 1983 or something? It's been a long time since we've gone. However long we've gone now, was it 3 years? It'll be 4 years by the end of this season without silverware. So, you know, we need to sort of fix that. Ollie needs a trophy. United should be winning silverware. We're not Arsenal, where it's like, oh, you know, let's have a parade. We got into the top 4. We want to win things. And even post-Fergie, we've won the FA Cup, we've won the League Cup, we've won a trophy in Europe. I know it's not the big one, but we won the Europa. So it's not been that bad in terms of winning things. It's just the last few years where it's tailed off a little bit. I think the semi-final draw is just about to get underway. Is it Darren Bent doing the honours? Joe, I'll let you run for it because you're...
Yeah, the semi-final draw then. First team out the hat is number 4, which is Manchester United. So we're going to find out straight away who we've got. United will be at home against... It's going to be Man City, isn't it?
Come on, bring them on.
Number 2.
Brentford.
No, it's not. Manchester City, of course. Man United will play Manchester City in the Carabao Cup.
Another derby.
Semi-final. It was always going to be that. Fucking Tottenham. I mean, most likely now, whoever wins that game will be facing Tottenham in the final. Tottenham
are at home to Brentford, by the way, if anyone cares.
Tottenham,
do you know what, though? Bring it on.
Licking the lips.
Seriously, why should we fear Manchester City? Why should we fear Manchester City? We've got a good record against them. Under Ollie, we have beaten, 3 times out of the last 5 we played him. Okay, the game at Old Trafford was one of the worst games of football we've ever seen. But the way we're playing, the fact that City aren't having a great season as well, the fact that Ollie, I think, has Pep's number. Why we should be going into this game at home, regardless of whether we've got fans or not. We should be going into it thinking we can win this game.
Yeah, we've got to be thinking we're going to win it. There's no point in going into it with fear or thinking, oh, you know, we're scared. We were always going to have to beat City to win the Carabao Cup. They are the Carabao Cup team, aren't they? We were always going to have to beat them, and we just have to beat them in the semis. But it's a single leg, so it's basically the same as the final. Basically the same.
Could be quarter-final, semi-final, final could be Ancelotti.
We've got Adam McCullough talking off camera, and he's saying the quarter-final, semi-final, final could be Ancelotti, Pep, Jose Mourinho. Few scalps there for Ollie. If he wants to take this trophy.
He's got a good record against all the top managers, really, hasn't he? He's beaten. He's beaten. I think there's only Klopp is there that he hasn't beaten, but he's beaten Pep several times. He's beaten Mourinho several times. Well, I know he's beaten him at least once, I think. He's beaten, you know, Tuchel. He's beaten Bielsa. You know, we've got nothing to fear here. Ollie's got nothing to fear. Manchester United got nothing to fear. And you know what? We should be going into this match thinking, you know what? Manchester City at home, regardless of whether there's fans or not, let's do it. Do you know what I mean? Because we shouldn't be going, oh, I want to avoid Manchester City, I want to get Brentford and get an easy run into the final. Bring it on.
Yeah, for those who haven't seen, for those who are just joining us, Man United will be playing Manchester City in the semi-final, of course. We'll be at home, sorry. And of course, that means that Tottenham will be playing Brentford in the other semi-final.
When's that draw, sorry?
4th of January.
The 4th of January?
The week commencing the 4th of January.
Right, the week commencing the 4th of January, so it's not that far away then, is it?
No, a couple of weeks. Not long at all. And then that means the gap between the semi-final and the final is about 3 months. So you've got that one in the back pocket. It's like finding a fiver,
there you go again. Yeah.
They're just waking up one morning. Fucking hell, we've got a cup final.
Well, this is what I mean. I was saying like earlier, you've got that to look forward to. You've got that of like, we've got a final. We've got a good chance of silverware in April. So, okay, if we've got a 3-month gap, which is a bit annoying, but you've got something to look forward to. And hopefully, if we do get to the final, we can have some fans in there as well, because... This is the one sad thing about a lot of what has gone on with not having fans in. We've missed so many things that I would have loved to have seen. We've battered Leeds. Martial's had a hat-trick. Rashford's had a hat-trick. You know, battered Leipzig 5-0. And we've not been there for any of that.
I mean, how many people have seen Bruno play in the flesh even? If you ain't got a season ticket, not many.
I know, it seems like
how many games did Bruno play with people in this stadium? About 5? Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Like, most people haven't even seen Bruno play.
It's mad.
He's been the best signing we've ever had, and no one's seen him.
Me.
Or, if you ain't got a season ticket, you haven't seen him. Ridiculous.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Is he? Yeah. Does Bruno Fernandes even exist?
Is Bruno real? I don't think he is, to be honest with you.
He's unreal, mate.
Yeah, nicely
Nice.
done. He's unreal. Yeah, like we said.
Do you think this one-legged tie scenario that we're seeing, obviously the
Yes.
Carabao Cup this season is single-leg semi-finals, which, despite the fact that it's one of the few sort of separators of that tournament from other ones, it's one of the things that gives it its character. I always thought that it being 2 legs in the semi-final for what is the least significant cup is a bit mad. Do you like the fact that it's down to one leg in the semi-final?
Yeah, I mean, you remember when we played City in the 2-legged semi-final a few years ago? Well, about 8 years ago now, wasn't it? That was a good occasion. But then on the flip side was last time we played them over 2 legs, we gave ourselves almost too much to do, didn't we? After the first half of the first game, we were almost out of the tie completely. But in answer to your question, I think, and I've always said this Manchester United team, with our strongest 11, can beat anyone in a one-off game. And I mean that. I mean any team on the planet. On our day, with this 11...
If we were in the Champions League final against Bayern Munich, I think it's going to be tough, this, but we could do it.
Yeah, we could. We're not saying we'd be favourites by any stretch of imagination, but we have got the capabilities to beat any team. It's just a case of, whether injuries or people turning up or whatever. But like I said to you earlier, if we've got everyone fit, or just if we can turn up, then I think we can get a City. And plus, City haven't had it all their own way this season. They're behind us in the league for a reason. Do you know what I mean? Everyone goes on about that 0-0 at Old Trafford and how pathetic we were and how terrible Ollie was and how it was a disaster and all the rest of it. Don't forget, we still ended that game above City in the table. Do you know what I mean? So it's not all this sort of thing of like we're miles up behind City. And yes, I think you could have made a case, and you'd be right. If you look at both squads, they've probably got a stronger squad than us. But in terms of 11, it's not that far off. It's not that far off at all.
Not these days.
And like I keep saying, I know our home record isn't exactly our best, and we've been much better away from home. But I think that we should be going into this game confident. And personally, I'm looking forward to it. Call me crazy, call me deluded, whatever.
Me too. And
but I'm looking forward to this one.
The fact they played Rodri and a 35-year-old Fernandinho in defensive mid against us means they are scared of us. And the way they played against us, I think you could see they are scared of us. Pep is scared of Man United. And if they show any weakness, and if he overthinks it like he can tend to do in cup competitions, I think there's no reason we can't beat Man City. And back to today's game then. How does that sort of set us up for the game against Leicester at the weekend? Oh, not the weekend, sorry, on Boxing Day. Obviously, the next time we'll be doing a watch-along. Do you think that's a great way to sort of set us up, rest a lot of players, move on to the next game?
100%. I like the fact that, Martial and Rashford had a little cameo tonight. Didn't start the game. Rashford especially, I've been saying he needs a rest for a little while. Victor Lindelof as well. Hopefully he'll be back for that. He had a rest. So the fact we were able to rest some of our players and get through without going to penalties, I know it's only a little bit of extra, but going through that extra drama does help. And we should be feeling confident going into the Leicester game, and I'm feeling confident. And I think you go at that game with your strongest team, including Luke Shaw as well, who came on late in the day today. And we can get that 3 points and keep this momentum going for title number 21.
Oh, brilliant. Right, that's going to be all from us here on The Review. Again, Manchester United will be playing Manchester City in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. The other teams, Jose's got Brentford, but that's not the story tonight. Manchester United have beaten Everton after a very good performance, 2-0. We had to wait late for the goals, but a couple came. United won. Job done.
Job done, man. Bring it on. Carabao Cup's where it's at.
We'll next be live after Christmas, so happy Christmas to anyone celebrating, happy holidays to anyone who isn't. We're going to be back on Boxing Day for Manchester United against Leicester. Huge game in the Premier League. Once again, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in a bit.